Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming back to the channel. If you watched the last video, you know I talked about picking a load for this rifle for this upcoming elk season. Before anybody brings it up, I know the lighting's terrible. Obviously, this is just a hobby for me. I don't have a light or anything. I don't have a studio, so keep it to yourself, okay? But anyways, we are picking a load for this rifle for elk season. Now, I know the obvious answer. Whichever one shoots better, right? But there's a little bit more to that in this case, and we're going to talk about why. For the backstory, I have an elk hunt coming up at the end of November. It's a really good tag here in Arizona. I'm really excited, okay? Obviously, part of that is getting your rifle ready, and why am I waiting till the middle of October to do that? Well, that's because Christensen sucks. But in all seriousness, watch the last couple videos on my channel. You'll get the idea. I had a Christensen. I've been working with it for a couple years. I've tried millions of kinds of ammo. Bed job. I mean, the whole nine, right? Just nothing is working. So, went out, found this gun on sale. You can watch the, me reviewing this rifle up here. There's a couple other videos about it. Long story short, I got to pick a load. I've accuracy tested the rifle with all of this ammo. It shoots all of it well. So why do I say that there's a little bit more to it than just what this particular rifle tends to shoot well? Why do I say there's a little bit more to this than just which one happens to shoot best, right? And before we get too far into this, let me just say, I understand the design, the terminal design intent of all of these bullets. I know what they do. Not necessarily looking for advice on rather the bonded with the copper shank is better or rather the dump of energy idea is better. That's not really it. I'm more just looking to spark up a discussion. Which one would you guys pick? Which one do you vote I should pick? Because really, I'm not afraid to shoot anything with any of them, truly. I could shoot any of these bullets and be just fine. Obviously, you just got to have the right shot placement, stuff like that, right? That being said, as per usual, those 215 Berger hybrids, they are ridiculous. I mean, it's stupid little groups. Kind of surprised. This is a 1 in 10 twist. Obviously, it can shoot them. I live, honestly, kind of close to sea level. I live at like 1,300 feet of elevation in the desert. We have no humidity ever. It's just hot, right? So the fact those stabilize really well, even verified out to extended distances, that's pretty awesome. Excuse me, 200 ELDX. You guys know about the ELDX, right? It's a love or hate relationship for most people. As I said, I'm not necessarily afraid of the ELDX in terms of what it's designed to do. I'm a firm believer you put a bullet in the vitals of an animal, it's going to be a long day for that animal, or a short day, right? 180 Norma Bondstrike. I like that load quite a bit, actually. It's hot out of this gun. It's for a factory load. It's about 3,100 feet a second out of a 180. It is bonded, but it's lightly bonded. If you watch a lot of videos on them, they expand super fast at like 100, 200 yards. They almost pancake, not quite. It's hard to explain. The ELDX has that rep for like over expanding and then shedding its jacket, right? Which we could have a little bit more of a story about that. The Norma will expand to like almost be flat. It's really crazy. Obviously, that's going to slow down your penetration, but you got a lot going through there. Terminal Ascent. If you guys don't know about the Terminal Ascent, man, take a peek at it. It is a all copper bullet on the bottom, basically, to keep it simple terms, and a bonded bullet at the top. So very tough, very durable bullet, right? Supposedly expands really good at lower velocities. I haven't really tested that much. I don't really shoot much beyond, well, at targets and stuff, I'll shoot 8, 9, 1,000, stuff like that, and these two are champions of that for sure. But at an elk, right conditions, maybe 5 or 6, maybe. That's got to be just kosher. Other than that, I'm pretty much more of a 400 nin guy with a good rest, so any of these are going to be fine, right, in terms of accuracy and my ability to dial and things like that. Story short, difference in all the bullets if you guys don't know. The Berger over here, it's going to basically go in a little bit and kind of blow up. That's their overall design. Blow up's a bit of a term. Look into it. You guys that know Bergers, you know what I mean. It's going to shed a lot of weight. It's going to dump a lot of energy. That's their kind of philosophy. The ELDX, their philosophy is that it's not going to retain all of its weight, but it's going to retain enough weight to get you where you need to go. They have a bit of a rep for spitting jackets. Obviously, if you spit a jacket on the hide of the offside. I don't really care because the jackets themselves weigh almost nothing. So in order for the bullets to have penetrated that deeply, they had to be retaining most of their mass most of the way. So if they spit a jacket at the very tail end of the penetration channel, I don't really care much. The 180 Bondstrike, like I already kind of went over, bonded, lightly bonded, expands really quick, holds to more of its weight though. It's a very good overall bullet. Terminal Ascent, that's going to be something you'd think of like an AccuBond or a Barnes. I know those are different, save it. They're going to hold a ton of weight and probably give you 2 holes all the way through, right? So with that being said, we know what the terminal packages are going to be. This load is the most accurate, by far the most accurate. So would you guys go with the most accurate or not, right? And by the most accurate, they all shoot well. These are all 1 inch or better. Under 1 inch for most of them, 3/4 or better. This is just like ragged hole accurate, and this one's like, 3/4 or 1 inch. So they're all accurate. They shoot well. They shoot plenty well for the distances I'm going to shoot at, right? So while one is more accurate, it's not like one's 3 inches and the other one's 1/2 inch. Another thing to keep in mind, guys, I use Hornady 4DOF. That's kind of my main ballistics calculator. And while I don't shoot animals at super extended distances per se, these 2 loads are in 4DOF. If you guys have used 4DOF, the actual 4DOF is the most accurate ballistics calculator that I've used without a ton of verification. I was actually really surprised because those of you that have used just standard ballistic coefficient calculators, you know how it goes, right? You chronograph your load, you put it in the calculator, it's pretty good out to like 300-400 yards. You start going further, maybe it's a little low, maybe it's a little high, but it's in the neighborhood, and then you can make your corrections from there. 4DOF is the first ballistics calculator that I've personally used that with 3 loads has been spot on as far as I wanted to shoot it. First one was my 6.5 Creed with the 140 ELDMs. Chronographed them, uploaded the data into 4DOF, and it was spot on. I mean, not even a little bit off. I mean, dead accurate, out as far as I could shoot. 200 ELDX, same story. 215 Berger Hybrid, same story. Said, these 2 bullets are not in 4DOF, okay? I wish they were, they're not. I don't know if they have their tips to melt or whatever, okay? But that is my preferred calculator. I can use the standard calculator for these 2 loads. I've done a little bit of verification. They're fine enough out to 500 yards. Again, that's probably as far as I'm going to take a shot in an animal anyways, and I'm more than confident on my ability to put one of those 2 bullets in the boiler room of a bull elk under the right conditions. So that's pretty much the end of the story, guys. Like I said, let me know what you would kind of pick. Keep in mind, my main goal of this rifle is it's going to be pretty much an elk rifle. Probably not going to shoot deer a lot with it. I have other guns to shoot deer with, right? Maybe bear. Take it black bear hunting for sure. And if I ever drew a bison tag, this would probably be the rifle I'd use. So with those animal species in mind, what would be the load you would pick as kind of the one and done setup? Now, it's a little bit caveated because I'm mainly talking for this elk hunt, and like I said, I'm not opposed to shooting one of these 2 loads for elk. If I was going on like a bison hunt, I'd probably go with the Terminal Ascent, right? So ignore the bison portion. But this year elk hunting, you got 1 really good elk tag, 1 year. Your rifle shoots all of them accurately. You know the difference in the terminal package. Which one are you picking? Drop it down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe so I can get a light so the lighting isn't so bad. And like I said, guys, drop it down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.